Hi, this is Natalie Van Rydstrom here from oddsmarket.com. On the line is Martin Green, a sports writer who's actually written an article for us detailing this Premier League Week 35 rundown. If you guys want to check it out, link is in the description. Now, Martin, we've got a sort of a shorter Premier League weekend, just 7 matches. We've got a lot of strong favourites, but is there any matches that you're sort of focusing in on?
Yeah, you're right. It is a shorter fixture schedule this weekend because the FA Cup's got in the way. So a few games have been postponed. We've got 7 games and only 1 or 2 of them really feature teams that don't have anything to play for. Games like Chelsea v Bournemouth, I'd probably leave alone because they're both mid-table and they're not going to really have much to play for. But yeah, there are a few games where I fancy one team to win. So Leicester play Stoke. They drew last time out, but they only had 10 men, and they managed to get a 2-2 draw against West Ham, which was still a good result. Tottenham are breathing down their necks in the title race, so they're really going to need 3 points here. And they're quite fortunate to come up against the Stoke team that don't have anything left to play for this season. They're well clear of the relegation zone, but they're not going to make the European places, and they're in pretty poor form. They lost 4-0 to Tottenham last time out. So Leicester can really take advantage of this. They'll be missing their top scorer, Jamie Vardy. He's suspended after his red card in the game against West Ham. But Leonardo Ulloa will come in probably up front. So I'd look to him maybe to score at any time. And I'd just back Leicester to win this one outright.
All right, so you're going to go for that Leicester win. Could be a little bit tricky, obviously, like you mentioned, missing Jamie Vardy. But what else do you like?
Well, the other team that are really in the title race is Tottenham, obviously. They're having a fantastic season and they really are the form team at the moment. They come up against the West Bromwich Albion side, again, that doesn't have much to play for. Arsenal beat West Brom 2-0 comfortably in the last game, and I would expect Tottenham to have a similarly easy time beating West Brom here. That's a good one to go for. Also for them, Harry Kane and Dele Alli, both in fantastic form. I'd probably back both of them to score first because I'd definitely fancy one of them to come in, and that would make you a profit. Another game where the team is banging form is Man City. Man City plays Stoke. And Stoke, another one of these teams that doesn't have much to play for this season. So I'd really expect Man City to exploit that. They've been in poor form of late, Stoke. So, and again, you've got Aguero in great form there. So there's several games where there's a team that I fancy to win and a particular player that I think is in really good form that should score at any time. Those would be top bets for me. If you're looking elsewhere, Aston Villa play Southampton. Aston Villa are an absolutely dreadful side. You'd really expect Southampton to beat them comfortably. Liverpool play Newcastle, which is quite a difficult game, and Arsenal play Sunderland. Both Sunderland and Newcastle are desperately battling against relegation, whereas Liverpool and Arsenal are trying to climb up into the European spots. So I think those are really going to be interesting games, but I'd be a bit more wary about betting on them simply because there's so much at stake.
Yeah, I totally agree with you as well, especially sort of Liverpool's match next week for their Europa League fixture. You know, how much of their focus, what will they, you know, how will they be rotating players ahead of that? That's obviously something to consider. One thing I am looking at, because we've got a few strong favourites, is actually doing an accumulator bet. I like Man City, I like Southampton. And I like Tottenham as well. I think those look sort of like sure winners, in my opinion.
I agree with you. Yes, I was actually thinking that this would make a good accumulator bet.
Yeah.
I would have Leicester, Man City, Tottenham, Southampton. Yeah, those would be the 4 for me, really, to be honest.
Right.
I think that would make a good bet. Yeah.
All right, fantastic stuff. And for you guys watching, don't forget to check out Martin's article over at oddsmarket.com. Martin, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.